The following is the production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone. It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams.
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series.
where every
Touchdown Auburn! Zakoby McClain!
game
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow!
lives. Strap in. It's time for the Extra Point, Auburn's best sports talk radio show, Auburn's only sports talk TV show.
He better count basketball wins.
Your three-time nationally nominated sports show.
Oh yeah.
And they signed Cody Parkey.
SEC champion Cody Parkey.
I picked Pitt, and I was right. Your three-time nationally nominated sports show. The guys give you the latest.
Penn State
by a million.
Thank you.
Even John Gruden cried after we traded Khalil Mack, and now he's dancing in the locker room, saying he wish he had a disco.
Call in at 334-844-9345 to join the debate. My boy got it
I
on
thought
lock.
you were saying 1,800 yards in this game. I was like, Jared.
The X's and O's begin now on Eagle Eye TV and WEGO Radio. The Extra Point, presented by WEGO Sports, where every game lives. And welcome inside the Extra Point here. Why did Alex leave? Now it just looked awkward on WEGO 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard, and joining me, wherever they may be, is Davis Carroll, Bane Marks, Jacob Homan, and apparently myself until Alex gets back. We'll start with Davis first. I don't care at this point anymore.
And he doesn't even mute himself. Unbelievable.
Davis, we'll start with you first because I hate Alex. No, shut up.
What'd I do?
Davis.
Mute yourself.
Yeah, Davis. How are you doing today? Davis. Can he hear me?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing nice.
Jesus Christ. Alex,
Yes, I can. Am I frozen?
because I can. No, you're fine. Alex, because I can assault you right now. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jared. I'm doing great. How about you?
Jacob, how you doing today?
I mean, the world's burning, but, you know, it's
Oh
okay.
my God, Alex. Calm down.
What did I
And-
miss? I'm so confused. Normally Jared always says that he hates me, but now he seems like he extra hates me. Is it bad?
And Bay Marks. Bay, how you doing today?
Doing good, Jared. How are you doing? Sorry I missed Tuesday's show. I had other business to tend to, but I'm here now, and that's what matters.
Tuesday was a very weird show. I
It
mean,
was a doozy.
it was a doozy. Let's see. I'll explain it in 3 phrases, and then I'll let you decide if you want to go back and watch that show.
Okay.
It's going to be a no.
Guns, SpongeBob panty raids, and more. Those are the 3 phrases.
And cruise ships.
Is that
And
a
cruise
reference
ships,
to-
apparently.
Is that a reference to the Patrick meme when he's flying in the air?
No, but we talk about Patrick being a deadbeat dad, so there's also that.
That also happened.
You know what? I might go watch some of it, and if the first few segments don't wrap me in, then I might just turn it off. But it sounds like I'll be watching the whole episode.
Yeah, so if you want to ask any
it'll wrap
questions.
you in.
Oh, yeah, it will. If you want to ask any questions, you can by going to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and asking a question in the live stream about anything in the sports world as we immediately get into it for a gripping hour where I don't know what's going to happen. But let's go ahead and start breaking it down. There are a couple of stories coming in, and I believe it was just Crew that talked about it. So we'll go ahead and discuss it because I think we talked about how with the postponement of so many events and things going on that colleges are losing revenue, or they're going to lose revenue, or at least if football is not what we think it's going to be, there are going to be some colleges that are going to be, right? Alex, I don't know what's going on in your household. I'm scared. But
Yeah, I'll be back.
Mute yourself.
Mute yourself. Mute yourself.
I'll mute him. Don't worry. So the Associated Press at about 11 a.m. came up with a story today talking about how, they did a survey not the Associated Press did a survey, but Lead One did a survey, and 63% of athletic directors are looking at a worst case scenario, i.e., they're going to lose 20% of revenue. And I mean, while 20% seems,
Marginal.
glass half full, you got 80% right, but 20% for a lot of departments is a lot of money. And it's, if a super majority of athletic directors are looking at a loss of 20%, I mean, that's going to suck for a lot of them. One athletic director from Kansas, Jeff Long, told reporters last month that his staff was already starting to project how to operate with a loss. So you're going to start seeing some athletic departments go with less, and not really sure how that's going to affect certain things.
I mean, unfortunately, it might mean cutting sports at some schools, and I mean that seems to be the logical option. Obviously, it's a terrible option because cutting sports is just not good. But I mean, if you don't have the revenue, you're not going to be able to keep up with those sports. So hopefully, it doesn't come to that. But unfortunately, it kind of looks like it might.
Yeah, no, I got sidetracked because let me just break this down. So Bleacher Report sent out a push notification, and I guess they're doing some sort
I saw
of
that.
Tiger King bracket,
Yes.
and it just so happens to be that the two people facing off are Christian McCaffrey and Charles Barkley. So the question that becomes for a lot of the Panther fans here, I say a lot, I mean the one, who do you choose between Christian McCaffrey? Davis, I don't really know what your fandom is at this point anymore.
I'm a Panthers fan.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's pretty obvious.
I don't know.
Whenever you ask what fan of a team I am, I say I'm a Panthers fan.
Well, I'll say the biggest snub in this is that Tiger Woods wasn't on it.
It's for people that played for Tiger teams.
But what if your name is, Tiger? I think that's more of a reason to be on it.
I didn't make the list, man.
Did Christian McCaffrey play for a Tiger team?
Tiger the Panthers.
That's. Wait a minute.
I didn't make the list. Are we
really running?
Wait, is Tiger? Are you saying Tiger Woods is not on the list, but Christian McCaffrey is on the list?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold up.
So is Gardner Minshew, a Jaguar. He's on it, and I guess Cougar and Jaguar.
I think
Larry
it's just kind of like it's just. I'm pretty sure it's just big cats and they're named after Tiger King because of the documentary.
But Pittsburgh Panthers. Okay, yeah, Panthers. I'm stupid. Chad Ochocinco's on it. Derrick Rose is on it. Klay Thompson is on it. Justin Verlander for Detroit Tiger days. Steve Kerr because he played at Arizona. Gardner Minshew beat Steve Kerr 16-1. T.Y. Hilton because he was played at Florida International. Barry Sanders, Andy Reid, Dabo Sweeney, Coach Cal. Glad he lost. Max Scherzer, Charles Barkley beat him, and I can't see the. Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of dumb because Tiger Woods isn't on it because, he's the ultimate big cat Tiger King, but whatever.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like Charles Barkley's going to lose, so there's your upset. There's your 14 versus 6 upset, or 6 versus 14, or however they want to put it.
What's the percentage right now?
It's 322 to 224.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Get your bots in there, Jared.
If I knew how to work bots.
We know you have
Panthers on social media. The Panthers fans on social media are pretty strong. They oh my lord! I saw it. All right, well, this gets into the whole Cam Newton thing, but someone tweeted about how this is March 20th. This is a long time ago, but I just saw it today, and it was this radio host in Massachusetts talking about how Cam's his personality, but his character issues are the reason he shouldn't be signed by the Patriots. And I was like, the Patriots had Aaron Hernandez on their team. We're going down this cheat
route.
a lot. I'm just saying,
resident party animal,
ridiculous.
Gronkowski as well.
But anyway, yeah. But anyway, the Panthers fans ratioed the crap out of her. It was terrible. It was just a bad scene. But she doubled down. She didn't double down. I should say she backpedaled and then wouldn't take the L.
Oh, so she backpedaled but kept playing zone defense. What you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
will say,
character
though-
issues. Oh, Alex,
Yeah.
don't you do it?
It's cool.
We will ratio you too. Don't you worry.
Wait,
When
no, what
Alex
do you think
says,
I'm gonna
I
say?
will
I don't
Wait.
know.
What do you
It
think
was
I'm gonna
Courtney
say?
Fallon.
You
I was
said,
just thinking of the whole separate thing of like the
Oh.
pattern all of a sudden of like anytime like something bad happens, this athlete will just post some super intense workout video because that's what Cam did. That's what Jalen Hurts would do after any major mistake, and it was like.
I feel like they kind of already did that. That's like been a thing.
No, it's just what happens. I just think that was a whole thing separate of it, and also like those are the things that some people refer to when they say Cam's attitude issues, which I also think is moronic because that's not even really.
The scary thing with Cam, like the funny thing, like that's been going out on Twitter is once, like as soon as Carolina cut him, like it was like within the following days, he was in, I'm guessing it was his personal gym because it has like the Auburn jerseys and stuff. But somebody like quoted a tweet of his on Twitter or a tweet of him working out, and they said, "Oh God, Cam's working out to gospel music. The NFL isn't ready for 2020 Cam."
NFL don't know what about to him. I mean, when Cam eventually becomes
When Cam's pissed off, that's when he's most dangerous.
When Cam eventually becomes the Chargers starting quarterback.
The Panthers cutting him is basically him being down 24-0 in the Iron.
I was gonna say that.
That's a good
I was
comparison.
gonna say that. I think that's something Cam carries. I think that's why he's so valuable in the NFL, not just because he's 6'6", 250 and is a MVP and took a team to a Super Bowl, but wherever he ends up, I truly believe now after seeing how he's progressed the last year with knowing that he's not going to be in Carolina and now he's not going to be in Carolina, I think he's going to have one late surge for a few more years in the NFL before he retires in a few years or in several years.
I mean, here's hoping.
And I think that late surge is going to be attributed to the fact that he's gotten healthy because he hasn't played in so long, or at least played. He hasn't. When was the last time he played like a full season?
Oh, full season. Has that happened? Honestly, I don't know.
Even then, but like
3 seasons ago. I want to say.
I'm gonna go look at it right now.
He's missed the game the last time because Derek Anderson would always beat the Bucks, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh my goodness.
I think for the last.
I remember that. Even I remember that.
Go look up his Football Reference page because I want to say even before everything fell apart, he missed maybe 1 or 2 games because of an ankle injury or a shoulder injury or something like that.
He didn't play at the end of the 2018 season, and then he only played 2 games 2019. He has a chance to finally get healthy, which that's really what's held him back because no matter what you say, he's never been a particularly great pocket passer. What set him apart is the fact that when he's playing angry and also being 250 pounds, there's not anybody that can stop him on the field because he's faster than defensive linemen and he's stronger than everybody on the defensive backfield. So, and now the fact that he has a chance to be healthy and be able to play equal to his physical style of the past, I mean, could be dangerous.
I mean, I give it. Let's see, if the NFL starts on time, we won't even be a month into the season before Cam is signed.
I think it might be a little longer than that. I mean, I don't know. With the way, I think he's going to take an injury.
Oh, yeah. And with what I assume a shortened preseason, they're going to be a lot of injuries. Yeah,
you're right. I think there'll be more injuries. You're right.
I mean, if you thought because last year it looked like the sky was falling for a lot of teams because of so many injuries. Mm-hmm. You think last year was bad? Just wait till this season.
So this year, are the Rams and Chargers' new stadium will not be done for this season, right? It's the next season, right?
I thought it was supposed to be done.
Or is it this season?
I think it is.
It was supposed to be. Now, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if the Chargers make the move because, Tyrod Taylor is – I mean, he's not a bad quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback either. He's just, he's Tyrod Taylor.
It's just Tyrod,
Yeah, and I think that the Chargers are going to face a serious attendance problem, and the biggest box office free agent they can get that is not Antonio Brown would be.
I was about to say, Antonio Brown. What are you talking about? Oh, okay.
But Antonio Brown is, when people say character issues, that's an actual statement and an accurate statement.
That's another thing. Yes. Yeah. Someone went, this is going back to the Canadian thing, that tweet, someone was like, they signed Antonio Brown last year. They gave him a chance. So I don't see why they wouldn't give Cam Newton a chance.
Can we also just reminisce about how crazy that Florida team was with Tim Tebow, Aaron Hernandez, and
the Pouncey
brothers, Percy Harvin. Oh my gosh,
there are so many things to unpack with that team.
No, and who were the celebrities that were just at school at the time? There was like 2 or 3 that are also there. They weren't even on the team. They just happened to be at school during 2007. Oh man, I've seen the video too.
If you want to ask a question, you can by putting a question in the chat on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, and we'll answer it live on the show as we continue to go through whatever these ramblings are these days. Some other news coming in. The NFL Mock Draft 4.0 coming out on ESPN. Kuiper, Mache, all that. And an interesting move happened in that mock draft that we all have talked about, but some of us didn't understand how, and then it finally changed. Could you guess what that probably is?
Not Derek, is it?
No, he's solidified to the Panthers at this point. That's what it seems like. It was Noah Igbenogany.
Yeah, he did get invited to the draft.
Because
virtually,
yeah.
Yes, virtually.
That's what I was thinking earlier. That's what I was thinking earlier. Not graduation, but they're doing a virtual draft, and it's gonna be weird.
They should do it through Madden. That's what they should do. That'd be funny.
Have you ever done a Madden draft?
Me? I tank all the time, anyway. So yes.
They're absurd. The Madden drafts are very strange.
No, it is stupid, but I like to tank, so I usually have like 19 draft picks in a draft.
Yep.
And my best draft pick was a 5th round quarterback out of Harvard who was a gem, and he led the Jaguars to a Super Bowl. Go Jags. But other than that, but Noah Igbenogany was always rated as like a late 1st round pick as a DB.
I didn't get that.
And I know Davis and Alex said they didn't get it. I know some people were like,
I like him, but I don't know about 1st round.
He didn't really test crazy good at the combine.
There's that too, yeah. Because
I thought he would.
Who are we talking about?
He was going to go off and go.
Noah Igbenogany.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. No, I agree with Hillman. I mean, in high school, he was a high school track star. Was on the Auburn track team, obviously, and he was just a freak athlete enough to where they could move him from one position to corner, where he thrived in the SEC. He played really well. I think last year, I don't think it was anything too crazy. I think it was a pretty decent year, but this year being his 2nd year in that corner position, I think that was where he really built his draft stock and kind of shot up draft boards. To see if he goes in the first couple rounds will be interesting. I don't know. My thing is I think he might fall to round 3. I don't think he goes 1st round, not even 2nd.
So the crazy thing is, in the new 4.0 mock draft, Noah Igbenogany has fallen down to like the back end of the 2nd round. So like a whole round, he pretty much fell backwards. And I was looking, and it just shocked me because I knew that there was always a discussion around, really, late 1st round? Not that we hated it or anything like that, but it was like there are other players that teams probably needed that, and then to see that he would fall backwards, at least in this mock draft, to the 2nd round was kind of like, yeah, it kind of popped back up. Just so you know, go ahead.
It was always that he was very athletic. And, I mean, every time, Auburn plays, the fact that they have all these track stars, some of the fastest players in the country is always mentioned. He's always mentioned as one of them. But he never seemed to, I don't know, he was always very fast. He was always very athletic, but he just never seemed to have the technique down specifically. And, of course, when you have such a great defensive front and front seven, the weakest part of your defense is always going to be the one that gets the most criticism. And I think it was the defensive backfield because Auburn had the best defensive line in the country, probably 2 years in a row, both years when he was there. And I just think that when it said early 1st round, I feel like he's that player that could get drafted in the 3rd round and can work with a team. Because, again, he was a receiver, 2 years ago, right?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
And I think there's still some work that needs to be done because there were those times that would frequently seem to happen where when he would get targeted, he would kind of just panic. And I recall him getting called for quite a few pass interference penalties because of that.
He got picked
on.
I
think he got picked. Yeah, you're right.
No, exactly. And again, when you're on such a great defense, it's going to hurt you when you look like the weakest link, even if you are a great player, because, again, front seven was great. And I mean, again, Auburn's defensive backfield wasn't even that bad. Javaris Davis was very good. Jeremiah Dinson was great. I think we can all agree on that. So I think that hurt him a bit, and 1st round sounded a bit surprising at first. And then the combine, where his athleticism did not look as great again with his 40 time. What was it again? It wasn't particularly great. It was like
I thought it was 4-4.
I was gonna say 4-5,
like,
but I really can't remember.
Yeah, it was just it was like it was a good comp 40-yard dash, but it wasn't that was supposed to be his best thing. So now that it's sort of fallen back is not as surprising. And I think he could be a great player, taken late, working with a good defense. So
I think the big thing working with him with that combine 40 time also makes me think of 2 plays at the end of the year this year. One of them being the fact that when Zacoby McClain had a 100-yard pick six, he ran from the other side of the field, caught up with him, and would have beaten him in the end zone if he didn't slow down. And the second play being in the Outback Bowl, which is fresh on my mind from watching it last week, Jared, is his kick return that he took.
Why would you do
in the
that
first
to
half of the
yourself?
game.
why would you put yourself through that?
Why did you watch the Outback Bowl? And why did you watch the Final Four? Well, no, Jake, I know why you watched the Final Four, and I can respect that. Never mind.
Final Four was gonna be this Saturday. #tier.
That's like watching even if you watch the 2013 national championship, you don't watch the second half. You just watch the first half, and we're up 21-3, and then you're like, oh, guess the second half's not there. Like with the Outback Bowl, you just don't watch any of it, except for was there a point where it was like,
Man,
The kickoff return makes me mad because it's the reason he went pro.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I don't know.
You don't know?
That Outback Bowl, man. Every time I feel good about Auburn, it just doesn't end well.
yeah,
I don't know.
And that just makes me upset.
I think the Iron Bowl kind of helped his stock as well. Because think about it. If you go back and you watch the Iron Bowl, the person they picked on the most was Christian Tutt. I mean, Christian had a lot of balls thrown his way because he was covering, obviously, Jalen the whole game. But Noah covered Jerry Jeudy the entire game. And Jerry Jeudy had maybe 1 or 2 catches out in the open.
You're right.
I think that boosted stock as well as the fact that I think in regards to that game, I think something that's occurred frequently with Jeudy is that he kind of, and a criticism I've seen of him is that he kind of disappears in the more important games. Like I think in the LSU game as well, he didn't do much. Did he? I can't really remember the LSU game, to be honest. It's kind of
The LSU game, they did a good job. He technically gave up the touchdown, I believe. No, I take it back. That was
no, wait. I was talking about the Alabama game. I was talking about Jeudy.
Oh, my bad. Jeudy, he had a bad year this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
He
Get that out of here, Jared.
No, we're gonna do this,
Jared. It's not gonna run for us. It's gonna be like, what?
I'm gonna do this.
I guess
Anyway.
it's better than watching the Outback Bowl.
Jeudy was disappointing.
It is better than watching the Outback Bowl.
Jeudy was disappointing this year. He was very disappointing.
I mean, he was going to be like a top 5 pick, and that's not happening now.
I think he got exposed for the fact that he had a great quarterback, a great offensive line. He was probably – I mean, it benefits yourself when you're a receiver in the best receiving core in the country. When your 4th receiver on the depth chart is, could be a first-round pick. I mean, no matter who they had. I mean, again, you talk about them picking on Christian Tutt, but, I mean, that's just because, Waddle just happened to be on that day. But other days, Devontae Smith, like that game against Ole Miss, right? Devontae Smith had 250 yards.
Yeah.
Was that him? I can't remember. But
no. Speaking of Auburn Tigers that are going to go high in the draft, did y'all see Marlon's picture of him with all the Reese's yesterday?
I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Is his nickname or middle name Reese?
I don't know because he said big. What did he say? Big Reese Love?
Big Reese?
It's
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought it was hilarious.
Man, I miss
my
Auburn
gosh.
football.
I don't think I've ever seen a candy sponsor highly touted draft prospect, which is kind of nuts.
You ever been to the Senior Bowl?
I was about to say, the Reese's peanut butter cup just walks around handing out stuff for hours.
You go to the Senior Bowl for the Reese's, and then the players are the
of course they
byproducts.
bring up
The only reason you thought of that is because it's in
townies.
Mobile and you're a townie.
Yeah, you
Oh
are a
my
town.
It's
God.
also a
Gosh.
very big thing for draft process. Just
That's
saying.
true.
How well is this video looking for you guys?
There's
Jared,
no
there is
video.
no video.
There's no
We're
video.
stuck on an article.
What?
Yeah, we see Michigan State, Tom Izzo.
What? You're stuck on an article.
Okay, I think
Schools
the,
in group of 5
the string sees
conferences.
it. The string
In fact,
sees
I
it.
just saw your mouse move, Jared. So I don't know what you're doing wrong, but we see an article
Athletic directors bracing for. That's the article.
for possible financial crisis in 2020-21.
Okay, it looks good on the stream. The stream is showing the highlights.
Oh, there it is.
Can you see it now?
Okay. Yes, now we can.
Yeah,
why
but
why
see,
did y'all tell me anything?
on the stream, we thought you were doing that.
We
In-
can't
on the
know what
shirt.
you're doing, Jared.
Dude,
Anders
it's,
Carlson
it's
kicking
going
a field
bit
goal.
by bit. Like, there's not.
Yeah, good. It's just like you.
What?
I don't know anymore.
I
guys.
hate
Dude, that
the
was
blue-
just terrible.
Uh-oh.
I hate the blue socks and blue cleats. I hate the blue socks and blue.
The Blue Sox blue cleats.
Yes,
Those are
like
white
they're wearing
cleats.
white cleats here, but like the white socks and white cleats look so much better.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care for uniforms. Like stuff like that doesn't bother me. I know it bothers Jack
Dang.
up the wall, but like you know.
So you were one of the people that were in huge opposition for Auburn putting the 7 on their helmets for the Outback Bowl.
No, I mean I thought it was a nice touch and I liked it.
I did too, but there were a lot of people that were like so upset about it. It was
That's
kinda
why
hilarious.
one day I want Auburn to just not tell anybody, and they run up the tunnel and they're wearing all orange. I just want to see the meltdown inside Jordan hair when that happens.
That
walk
news
out.
would get out so fast.
I want to see them like change a little bit of the uniform every week until the end of the season. It's just a completely different uniform.
I want Auburn to go to Oregon route and just chrome out everything, and I just want to see
God.
like I want to see the
when
world
we had the
burn.
white out, we should have worn white. Like that's my one.
So no, they did that in 2008. I was at that game. It was against UT Martin for homecoming. They wore
Yeah.
all white.
It was like the 75th anniversary or something. I don't know.
Of the wasn't the national title team.
No, it was SEC. It was like a throwback uniform.
Oh, they didn't show the kick return, but that's pretty much when I cursed it, and they had a kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah, and then
you're
Jalen Waddle was
showing the
like, "Let
Auburn
me just
highlight.
take
This is
over."
the Auburn highlights, Jared.
I know.
It's like, dang, they're only Auburn plays. This account really must hate Alabama.
Wait, where's Jalen Waddle scoring a touchdown?
Or
You know
three.
how on the
Scoring
back,
four
you know how on the
touchdowns?
back of the jumbotron, there's those two big holes that they used to have covered up until they realized those pictures were terrible.
Those
They
murals.
need to cover
were
those up
awful.
and make one of the pictures Sean Shivers knocking off Xavier McKinney's helmet.
I'm
That'd
waiting.
be live.
I'm waiting for them to put electronic billboards on those, the advertised stuff, because I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
It'd make you money.
you can sell ad space. I mean, yeah. How else you can make money? Sell tickets to football games this year? Yeah, right.
Get that out of here.
Whoa. So did you guys see what
Oh, there he
somebody
goes.
responded to Kirk Herbstreit about that?
Hold on, I want to see. I want to
who
see.
was it?
Oh, look, there he is.
Somebody
A lot
basically
of
who was it?
Kirk
That, somebody
Look at him.
particular.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
Noah!
See, that's why it was the first one.
Noah
pick.
literally beat him in that race.
The ref was there too. Congrats to that ref. He's
Yeah,
got some
the stream
wheels.
is way different than what we're seeing.
Oh yeah,
Just so
I
you know.
have that great internet, bro.
Oh yeah, Brian Kelly responded to Kirk
What was
Herbstreit
Brian
and
Kelly?
basically called him an idiot.
Yeah,
more
he
or
did.
less.
Wait,
Not
Kirk
what?
does not know what he's talking about. I mean,
He said he's
really?
not a scientist.
Yeah, for him to talk in those terms, he's not a scientist. He's a college football analyst. So we'll let the scientists determine.
Wait,
those
what did he
things.
say? What did he say?
What did Kirk say?
Yeah, what did he say to get that response?
Kirk talked about how he basically 2 weeks ago or maybe last week.
Wait,
said
hold up.
that there isn't going to be a
Watch
college
this.
football season. He doesn't think it's likely, which of course
Beautiful.
Kirk doesn't know.
Beautiful. I mean, I like. Let's be honest. We don't know how. Nobody really knows it's gonna be a college football season, right? Or
Exactly.
in what aspect, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think Kelly's point was just that Kirk is such a. I mean, people listen to Kirk Herbstreit because he's the face of ESPN college football, other than Lee Corso, and I think Brian Kelly was just upset that he, being such an authority figure, would say something that he's really not 100% sure about.
Brian killed a kid.
What?
Brian Kelly killed a kid.
Which kid is this?
What?
He made a kid. It was like some team manager. He put him on top of he made him go film practice when there's like storming and windy, and the kid fell and died. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I remember that. And then Brian Kelly in his first year at Notre Dame was cursing so much he had to get a priest on the sideline with him because he started. It was so funny.
Uh-oh.
That's dude. Someone it was Banner Society. They posted this. So they did this article where it's like basically a bunch of one-liners that are pretty funny. The first one was Auburn's the only one that's happy about the CDC guideline because they think their grades improved. But something else was a picture of Brian Kelly with his face where it's like, how would he know if he had the coronavirus? Because it looks like he's a fever all the time. And it's true because I hate Brian Kelly, honestly. I'm going to go out there and say that. 'Cause
Jared hates Notre Dame in general.
Yeah,
Jared-
yeah, no.
Someone
Screw
who's-
Notre Dame, bro. They do
As someone whose parents-
nothing, and they can be a top 10 team, and I don't understand.
Fair.
That's true, but I mean, so can Alabama in the SEC. So can half the teams in the SEC.
And
Look,
SEC.
as
Texas
much
A&M is
as much as I hate Alabama, they can be top 10 and I don't care because I know they're a good team.
You don't actually hate Alabama because Alabama's your second favorite team.
Yep.
That's not true anymore.
In preseason rankings by CBS Sports, Texas A&M is the 13th ranked team in the country. I don't know why they're the 13th ranked team in the country. Kellen Mond keeps returning.
I'll tell you three reasons why.
This is senior year.
They're in the state.
Kellen Mond's supposed to be great for like the last 10 years. He's going to be 87 years old at A&M.
I can tell you four reasons why A&M's always that high. SEC. History of a great coach in Jimbo Fisher.
State of Texas.
They're in Texas, and they have money to create recruiting facilities and just bring people in. They always have good recruiting classes. They just can never figure it out.
Being ranked high because of that, because there's so many other teams that get ranked high for. Like, remember when Tennessee was ranked 8th in the country in the preseason?
Wait, when was that?
Yeah, that happened.
And then they went to overtime with Appalachian State in the first game of the year. They were terrible. It was Josh Dobbs.
Look, all I'm saying is,
don't hit on Josh Dobbs now.
Oh, look, there we go. Look, all I'm saying is, I think Tennessee's getting better, and I'm kind of I don't know how I feel about that.
We've been saying that for the past 6 years, so don't.
Yeah.
But the way they ended last year was like, okay.
It was the easiest part of their schedule.
I know, but still, that's still impressive for Tennessee.
That's like your last 2 games being Missouri and Vanderbilt and going, hey, they went 2-0 in their last 2 games.
Look,
because it was Missouri and Vanderbilt.
And take it from a guy who thought Jimmy Pruitt was going to get axed before the season ended, right?
Jared was going to head coach.
Yeah, I was going to sign up to be the head coach of Tennessee. It'll be the second time I apply for the Tennessee job. Okay. And I thought he was going to get axed.
One of these times they're going to accept it, Jared. And what are you going to do then?
I'm going to be a coach. What you mean?
Yeah, it's going to be the quickest firing in college football history.
Pull up to,
I'll last longer than Manny Diaz at Temple. I know that.
Or Mike. Which one was it? Mike DeBose at Alabama? Was it DeBose?
Or Bill Belichick at the Jets.
Mike Price. One of the Mikes. I don't know. They got in trouble and they didn't coach a game. So, Jared, would you coach a game?
The interesting thing, speaking to Alex about, he kept saying like everybody keeps saying like Kellen Mond every year is going to be top of the SEC. A comforting thing for you, Alex, is I don't know if you know this or not, but back when Kellen Mond was getting recruited at IMG, Texas A&M was one of his final 2 schools, and Auburn was the other one.
Yeah, so
that's going to make him feel a lot better.
I mean,
that makes sense for Auburn, though.
No, but like,
he's never beaten Auburn.
I would have rather had
3 times, but has never beaten Auburn.
I would have rather had Kellen Mond start in 2016 than he wasn't. It would have been 2017. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
because 2017 was his freshman year, right?
I mean, I feel like 1998 was his freshman year, but okay.
I'm just saying, Kellen Mond looks better when the pocket collapsed than Jarrett Stidham. So give me Kellen Mond in 2018. I'll take it.
Jarrett Stidham has like night terrors about pockets collapsing on him at Auburn.
I watched Jarrett.
He wakes up in a cold sweat,
and they weren't bad.
Don't get me wrong. Look, see, I like Jarrett Stidham, but now he's part of the enemy and he's a starting quarterback, I assume. So now, I mean, it's on site, but. I mean, 2017 just hurts. That's all. That's 2017 just hurts.
It hurts up until the end of the first quarter in Atlanta. No, it was fine until the end of the first quarter in Atlanta.
I'll say it was fine until the fourth quarter of the Iron Bowl when Gus is like, let's just give it to Carolina, even though we've got 47 running backs on the roster.
It was fine up until in Atlanta where KJ fumbled. And that's when I was like,
And the UGA players were hitting his shoulder late, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was like, yeah. And then I got barked at.
Yeah.
If you go to a Georgia athletic event, you will get barked at.
That's fair.
I mean, we get barked at on the daily, but that's a different story.
I saw some today that asked if you would want Auburn to move to the SEC East.
Wait, are we about to go down this road?
I think this is. I just saw it as a debate today, and I figured it would, because what it would do is Auburn would not play LSU each year. Their one team to the west that they play would be Alabama, of course, because the Iron Bowl is not going to go away, but the LSU game.
So I guess the question becomes, okay, Auburn's 3 biggest rivalries, right? Alabama, Georgia, LSU.
Okay, the issue with that is the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry.
Yes. So you got to protect rivalry somehow, right? Now, I know that we can do the whole you drop one at a conference game, you add in another conference game, right? And that would help at least a little bit.
I wish I go to the pod system.
Pod system? I know people brought up the pod system, right?
Because
explain the pod system, though.
I was about to say, I don't.
So the pods are basically you have so it's God, how should I explain? You have 3 permanent opponents and you have 5 rotating. So it's still 8 games, but you have 3 permanent. Let's say Auburn's would be Alabama, Georgia, and like Ole Miss. Basically, you would play those 3 teams every single year, rotate them. But the other 5 teams, the other 10 teams, I should say, 5 of them you would play
on an even year and then odd year, kind of like that.
Exactly, it would rotate.
And you'd go back and forth, home and home.
Yeah, at this point, you play. So the reason I really wanted to go to Florida last year is because it might not happen again for 14 years. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And players, that would give players a chance to play in every single SEC stadium, and give fans just a better opportunity to go to stadiums. I mean, students would get to travel to every stadium if they wanted to. So I like the pod system because it's good for schedule balancing, and it's good for a fan experience and student-athlete experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pod system does seem like the best way. Now, usually when things seem like foregone conclusions that they're the best thing to do, usually it doesn't happen, right? So
yeah, I really haven't figured out what the problem is with that. I should read about it because there's probably some glaring issue that they don't. That there's why they don't do it.
I will say though, is it wrong for me to laugh whenever people say, "Oh man, we can't have Auburn go to the East because what would happen to the Alabama-Tennessee game?" Because
who cares?
I find myself caring about a lot of rivalries that my team are not involved in. Like I will watch games. Like I'll watch the Red River rivalry every year. I'll watch the Oklahoma State game every single year, which is what's that called again?
I don't know.
Which one?
Something shootout at this point. I don't remember what it's called. But
Well, the Red River shootout is Oklahoma, Texas.
So what is the Oklahoma State Oklahoma game?
Oh, he's
called?
getting his dad in here.
Bedlam. It's Bedlam.
Oh, Bedlam. It is Bedlam. How did I forget that? Okay. What?
Hey, Dad.
Oh, Bedlam.
Tell Mr. Chris thank you for us.
Oh,
Look,
man.
okay, yeah. Anyway, but like, I will watch most of it. But I find myself not caring at all about the Alabama-Tennessee game ever. Even if it's a good game, like it's just like
that's because Tennessee never wins.
When's the last time Tennessee beat Bama? What year was that?
It's probably 06.
It's probably when they formed when Tennessee became a state.
Yeah, there's that countdown on
1897. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
there's that one where Kiffin almost beat him, but then Terrence Cody decided to destroy the kicker's entire career with his armpit. So there's that.
No. I mean, look, there are some rivalries that I'm sorry, but we have to sacrifice for the greater good.
Yeah, they don't need to be protected anymore. No matter what about story, it's like the LSU Alabama game. It's like, oh man, it's close once every 4 years, but then the other time it's like Alabama's going to win by 20, and it's like
Tennessee was founded in 1796. Just so y'all know.
I was 100 years off. It's all right.
I do like the Florida LSU rivalry though. I think if that was one you had to protect, I'd protect that one.
I agree.
So let's play a game right here. Auburn and Alabama and Georgia, those rivalries are protected. We got rid of LSU for whatever reason, whatever.
To keep it, whatever.
What team would you want Auburn's third team to be that's protected that they play every year? Outside of LSU.
Basketball.
Just like
basketball,
Florida.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that because that's a tough schedule. There's no point in moving to the East if you have that protected or something.
I think one of the Mississippi teams.
Yeah, like which team do you personally want to be Auburn's third protected rivalry team?
I'd say Ole Miss because
I don't like Ole Miss.
Yeah, well, and the fact that it gives you less time to have to go play at Mississippi State and face the Cowbells.
I will say what you said about Florida. That's what a lot of the older generation would want, Tennessee or Florida, because they were bigger rivals than Georgia probably 30, 40 years ago. But yeah, you don't want it to be Florida just because
Florida
would be an insane schedule.
I think you have to protect the integrity of the conference too. Like I think if you stacked Auburn with Alabama and Georgia, which they would have, but if you gave them somebody like LSU or Florida every year, I think it would kind of show a favoritism with the top tier of the SEC, and also screw you, bottom tier. We're gonna make y'all play each other every year.
And then you have Vandy playing Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss every year. That would not be. Yeah.
Oh, poor Vandy.
And every 10 years, when you think about it, that way you have 5 and 5 every year. You can always switch and keep the rivalries.
That's true.
I mean,
I would
say Mississippi State over Ole Miss. I don't know why, but that's just the.
Can
so
we
can lose on Halloween?
Mississippi State. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we can lose on Halloween when it's a night game.
Oh
and
God! Don't bring that up.
Wearing all black uniforms.
Don't worry, I'll be wearing my clone trooper outfit out there.
Oh, so wait! One of my locked road games to go to every year. If I had to choose between Vaught Hemingway Stadium and then Cowbell Central, I'll go to Stark Vegas just to experience the cowbells.
Wait,
sure,
time
I'll
out.
hate it, but I'll go.
Is the game on Halloween that a road game?
Yeah.
And you say you're gonna be there?
Of course.
Man, put that on the calendar as an L. That's already decided.
Please don't go. Please just don't go.
Either Auburn's losing or the coronavirus will break out right after that.
It's probably option 2 at that point.
Jacob, just stay home and watch on TV, dude.
Never.
Get that HD.
Wait.
ESPN
Jacob, I got
Plus,
something for you.
Oh my.
I got something for you, Jacob.
Oh, what's this, Davis?
You got your clone trooper helmet. Just give me a second.
Oh no.
Oh,
just give me 1 second.
I'm gonna need a call.
Is he gonna pull another gun?
No, I don't think so.
I'm about to say, Jacob. He will hold you at gunpoint next year and keep you from going. We'll just keep you in Weagle.
I'm guessing it's a Darth Vader mask. That's my guess. No.
Oh my gosh.
It's way worse.
It's my granddad's.
I thought it could
real.
be.
This is real.
It's real.
Okay, that makes it better.
I'll plug it in.
Plug it in. What? No, it doesn't work.
I wish that'd be cool though. This is a big.
No, that's a really big. Yeah, you're right.
I was about to say that.
Hey, plug in the aux. It'll be alright.
Gives me a head rush. This thing.
Okay, so that's happening.
I thought it was like an Anakin Skywalker helmet from episode 1. I was about to like disconnect.
This is pod racing.
No, when it came to like rivalries, I always thought in football. This is just football. This isn't really any other sport. But Auburn and A&M starting to build something. There's something there.
That's true.
You're not wrong. But I think they have to have Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think it's the Big 8. LSU and A&M is something. And then their East team is Missouri because they were in the Big 12 together. So it's kind of hard to choose one of those teams to kick out.
When it comes to out-of-conference opponents, what out-of-conference team do you want Auburn to like?
Not Clemson.
Yeah, other than Clemson. We don't want
Notre
that.
Dame.
We don't want
Notre
that
Dame.
smoke.
Auburn's never played Notre Dame.
I don't want to play Notre Dame because I'm going to be too upset. Because it's a team that I hate on top of I know Auburn loses big games. And I can't have that.
2 teams I will never want Auburn to play out of conference, Clemson and Wisconsin. I hate playing Wisconsin.
Man,
y'all
weren't there for my Wisconsin ranting days. I hated Wisconsin too.
Honestly, I have no problem as long as it's a good game. Like that, okay, like obviously, think back.
I'm here to win.
Games, okay, but like those Clemson games in 2016, 2017, they're bad. But like that Clemson game in 2016, when Auburn was terrible, and they almost won that game. That was one of the most. I mean, that atmosphere for that game was that the third and hyped up I've ever seen.
Was that the third quarterback game?
2016
terrible that year, but they had
that was the Will Hastings premier game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Brett Musburger was losing it.
Auburn wasn't terrible that year. I mean, that game, it was bad, but I think Auburn kind of progressed. Then we played Vandy, and we looked terrible against Vandy. And then, obviously, everybody knows the story at Georgia and at Alabama, but. The Sugar Bowl was nice to go to.
Oh my God!
Yeah, what was that sound?
I just remembered Georgia that year. Oh my! Did we get a first down?
Like 13-6.
When they had Jacob Eason, and it was Kirby Smart's first year.
The only touchdown they scored was a pick 6.
And we
from
didn't
an Alabama transfer.
See, Bay, let me say this. They were not terrible because they had the best defense in football, but they had the worst offense I've ever seen put together in my life.
I don't know. 2015 was worse. We did have Peyton Barber, though.
The reason it was worse is because 2015.
We had Cam Petway that year. What are you talking about as the worst offense you've ever seen?
Cam Petway, former Columbus Lions running back.
Let me explain.
October
because
was great.
2015 was just a not talented team. Jeremy Johnson was just not good. There's no 2016. Jeremy Johnson is not good, and he still plays. 2016,
he wasn't going to play until Sean White broke his arm.
2016, John Franklin III gets us to the 20-yard line. Then Gus is like, "We're going Chandler Cox in the Wildcat." I can't.
Oh my lord!
I can't.
Shaun White sacrificed his arm for the greater good, and by greater good, I mean we still got clapped. And then he got thrown off the team.
That Sugar Bowl sucked so bad.
And yeah, no, we were 8-4 against like an 11-1 Oklahoma team, weren't we?
Something like
There were
stupid like that.
two SEC teams in the playoffs.
He
So
scored
it
at the end of
swung
the
up
game
one.
just to rub it in their face.
Yeah, take that. No, you may remember Georgia, where we didn't get a first down in the second half, did we?
No.
I remember watching that game and just utterly. That may have been the worst I've ever felt watching an Auburn football game. That may have been the worst.
Wait.
Tennessee last year is close, or Tennessee
last year is it?
But that Georgia game is worse.
I was at
that game was also like I think Auburn was in the race for the SEC West that year because the West was so like condensed in, and like everybody was talking about like Auburn running the table through A&M corner. So like Auburn's going into Georgia like, okay, if we can beat Georgia, take care of the cupcake, and then somehow win in Tuscaloosa, like we're going.
That was it. Yep.
And yeah,
they looked so bad. I mean, they have looked bad a lot in the 2015 to now, just with how the offense is. No, they have. There's been some, like the Georgia game.
2017 at some points was a deadly offense, though.
That's true. But like the Georgia game in 2018, where like
or the Tennessee game.
No, yeah, there's. I think Tennessee, but that one.
Georgia.
That was more okay. That was more Stidham turning the ball over and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And like there was ones where like there were. Me and Davis were there. It was terrible.
The Texas A&M game? Yeah, we were leaving, and then we heard Noah pick it off, so we went back in. We got seats at like the front row.
It was bad.
The comeback.
Did y'all do the Ole Miss game this year too?
No.
No, we stayed for that one.
The A&M comeback that I am pretty sure to this day saved Gus Malzahn's job.
Yeah, let me be clear.
If he lost that game, he's done.
Let me defend ourselves. I was there for my tours and all that, so I had to go and do something with my parents. So I had to like.
Sad.
It was also an 11 a.m. game.
Apartment I was going to live in. We had to go look.
It was like 100 degrees outside, and man, they were awful.
I did have to do something right after it, so it was like we might as well leave.
I remember that game because of two things. A, the 1st and 10 virtual line on the video board sucked that day, and I had to work it. Okay, that system was messing up like nobody's business. And B,
user error.
It probably was user error. And B, the Mo Bamba Eagle made its one and only appearance after that game.
Mo Bamba got played last year at least twice a game.
Your mom just said no more Tom Brady in her house.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
okay. What was the Mo Bamba Eagle? Explain.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember it.
So here's here's the story. So that year we had not a crowd prompt. It was a video. It was made by. So you remember the guy who came and took pictures during our All-Star game, Will Carlin? Yeah. He made it. So he made that Mo Bamba Eagle. It was just messing around, right? We're just messing around making videos and stuff. And it was pretty much a video edit of I think it was Nova, I believe, was the Eagle. And they edited it to where like Nova was bobbing his head back and forth, and Mo Bamba was playing under it. Okay, but we never used it because like we never saw a situation where it would make sense. But then we came back against A&M, and we had it loaded into the system, and we just decided, you know what? It's a comeback. We need something for the season.
That was hype. At the end of the A&M game when it got played, like I was vibing.
And so at the end of the A&M game, we put the Mo Bamba Eagle up there, and the rest is history.
I remember at the end of that game, I remember that they won, and we left after the failed Hail Mary. And we're like, all right, because Davis had to go through, and I had to go back to Mobile, and then we were on the radio, and apparently they put 1 second back on the clock for the Kellen Mond Hail Mary, apparently, and like we were like driving in the car as they talked about it. I was like, what? That game
the teams had rushed the field, and they like started blowing their whistles and did a video review, and then made everybody go back for one more play, but. I think it was Marlon or Nick Coe.
Wait.
Nick Coe drilled him.
The students or the players rushed the field?
The players and the media.
If Auburn rushed the field, we beat Texas A&M in 2018, I would have died. Okay. We only rushed the field for the Iron Bowl.
I remember, funny enough, this is another great story. The Les Miles' last game.
Yep.
Auburn versus LSU. Funny enough,
You were a student for that.
young Jared was a reporter on the sideline for Eagle Eye TV,
Oh my
taking
God.
taking video. And that's the same game where I believe the girl got drilled in the face.
No, that was 2014.
That was 24. What was that?
No,
2014?
that was on the kickoff. Where
I
she
think it was
was on her
2014.
knees and she walked up to catch it.
Yeah. What? No.
Yeah,
what?
that was
Daniel
2016.
Carlson killed somebody.
Ago.
It was
What-
2016
what-
because
was that not the
Auburn
LSU game?
Murdering LSU. It was LSU, but it was 2016.
Oh.
It wasn't 2014 because, like I said, Auburn wasn't murdering LSU when it happened. It was actually a close game because I remember
I'm
just
gonna
being
look it
like,
up. I'm gonna look that up.
that game was
Yeah.
psychotic.
Look at which game that was, because
I got it.
either way, I was there for both of those instances.
Jared, you were lucky you were on the sideline for that game because that is still the worst commentary for any game I've ever heard in my entire life.
Which
Like,
LSU
Martin
game?
Jones
Miles
and
game.
Crap.
But
Gilmore,
UCF game was,
Yeah, Ronnie
I
Gilmore.
muted UCF.
It was
Okay.
because then at the end of that game they're insisting that you cannot see the snap even though the ball is very clearly in the center's hands. You're
Can't
you're
tell.
sitting there.
Can't tell.
And,
Just
and
can't.
you're wondering,
Just can't.
you're really starting to wonder if their eyes are functioning at that moment. And then they're like, then Danny Etling is 6 yards past the line of
Hey.
scrimmage throwing the touchdown. Like, oh, looks good.
That's
And I'm
full-
just like, wait a minute.
That's former Patriots wide receiver Danny Etling to you. You put respect on that
Patriots
name.
wide receiver.
Yes.
Is he white?
Danny Etling, yes,
His name's
he is.
Danny. That's all they need.
Yeah, that's all they needed. They got confused on
Did
which
he
one it
once
was.
play quarterback? Belichick's put him in there.
But
He ran for an 80-yard touchdown in the preseason. If y'all don't remember that,
I do
Okay,
remember
that
that.
one Danny
I think
Etling.
it
That was
2016.
It
wait
was
a minute, that was not Danny Etling.
it was Danny Etling.
it was
No, that
2016.
was
Yeah. It was
oh my
2016.
gosh, who was that?
So is
I
that
promise you it was Danny Etling.
was that Les Miles' last game?
It was.
2016. Okay, so it is the same game. In that game, not only did I watch Les Miles' career at LSU end on the sideline, I also watched that girl get drilled in the face. And by the way, I was 10 years. Yeah, Alex, are
86
you okay?
yards?
Oh my goodness, he's having.
I was
moment.
convinced he could not run an 86-yard touchdown, but apparently that was him.
Yeah, he ran-
Bill Belichick
You're
saw
to
it and got
her
hard.
right?
He's like, oh my god.
I was like
I
10 yards to either. Yes, to her right. Yes.
and you didn't help her is what I'm asking.
No,
on the dreadlocks.
I had to get the shot.
You just laugh.
Okay, it was 2016 because the scoreboard is 12-7, and Auburn only scored that day because Daniel Carlson hit 6 field goals.
Yeah, when Daniel Carlson single-handedly ended Les Miles' career, and I'll never forget it.
I was like, that game was psychotic.
So
that was
I've been in the stadium for some very weird Auburn games, whether it was LSU, 2017 in general, up in the press box, but I've never been to an Auburn game as a fan.
Tough.
seriously.
Wait, no, I went to
What did I
LSU.
say?
Jared, you were
I
more than
forget
10
that.
yards because I don't see you on here to her right.
Look to the left. Look for a black guy.
That'll do it.
Hey, honestly,
As opposed to who he was looking for, obviously white Jared Dillard. We need to look for black Jared Dillard because there's two very different people apparently.
I gotta see if
Were
I
you wearing
can.
shorts?
Bae, have you ever seen me wear shorts?
No.
It was in September.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold on. No, you're not going to be able to see. Never mind.
I mean, I could kind of see it.
Man,
This isn't you at the top of the screen in the blue, is it? Hold on. Right there? Standing
see.
up in the blue?
No,
Okay.
no, it
You're
is
not, you're not anywhere in the frame then.
So you lied, Jared.
No, I just remember I couldn't see anything because down the line there's like all these people lined up, right? So you really can't see anything. All I remember is the ball coming down. You hear a smack. Everybody goes, ooh. I'm like, what are they oohing about? I see the ball roll back into the field of play, and the person just flop over. I was like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, she gets hit and she's like laying on the ground. Like, she's out of
It
it.
feels like she died.
Daniel Carlson's highlight reel for 2016 is the greatest put together highlight reel for any kicker in history.
that was the year he
dude is just
scored,
like-
right?
What?
He caught the touchdown against Arkansas State that year, right?
I
Yeah,
believe so.
Yeah, because that was the
I
same
do
game
not
where Kerryon
remember,
Johnson
but-
He
won.
scored a touchdown
That
year.
game had so many different plays. Okay, Daniel Carlson caught a touchdown.
Kyle Davis.
Carry on
That's why I
crazy run,
remember.
and then Kyle Davis's one-handed catch. Yeah,
That's what I always remember from that.
I was at that game, and that game was nuts.
Probably one of the more fun blowouts.
I will say, what is the worst game each of you have been to? Because I know what mine is, but I'm curious.
Tennessee.
Auburn, Mississippi State, 2018. I went to the UCF game too. Crap.
Why are you the reason why we lose games?
Jacob has a huge list that he can pick from right now.
Yeah, I do.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's one worse than mine, but
the worst.
I'm curious.
What'd you get?
The 2012 Georgia game. Auburn lost 38-0, and Georgia scored 21 points in the first 5 minutes.
I did not go to any 2012 game, so I
don't know why I went to a 2012 game.
I think the only game in 2012 that could have beat that is either the Iron Bowl or the Texas A&M game.
Texas A&M.
What was the Texas A&M game in 2012?
63-21
at home, and the
Jonathan
student
Wallace
section was
called out.
non-existent.
Wait. Oh my! I don't even remember that. Oh my god!
Johnny Manziel.
Can I count games that I worked video board for? Is that being at the game?
Sure.
Yes, technically.
Our collapse against LSU.
Oh my!
Oh,
at home.
That game was fun until the final drive, and then
that what makes it bad. We were winning and then we lost.
We scored 3 straight possessions, and then everything else was bad.
And then we collapsed.
Auburn would have finished with 10 wins if they would have won that game. Changed my mind.
That was 2 years back to back where I had to leave. I was at home watching the game, and I had to leave because I had to go somewhere, and I left confident twice. And then I checked my phone first time, and it's like, oh, Auburn gave up 20 straight points in Death Valley.
The crazy thing is, the Tennessee game, at a certain point before the game was over, I had just accepted the fact that we were going to lose.
The worst thing about that LSU game? Or you're still talking about the last year's LSU game?
I was talking about Tennessee.
Oh,
when we lost, I accepted it at some point during the game. I think third quarter. I was like, "We're gonna lose this game," so that was fine. I was okay.
I never accepted it, and
you probably still don't. That
game.
Yeah, I still don't.
Highlights for the 2012 Auburn Texas A&M game.
I still don't accept that we lost the Final Four. That didn't happen in my head.
Anyway, I was convinced that the Auburn was going to get an onside kick against Tennessee and score, because the Auburn scored with like 12 seconds left, and then I was convinced they were going to get the onside kick and score again, but that didn't happen.
No, I don't think we're that lucky.
I will say shout out to the Auburn fans for just about filling up Jordan Hare when Auburn was 1-6 playing 20th ranked Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They want to go see Johnny Football.
That's fine. I know I said it wrong.
Why are you so bad at everything? You're a Redskins fan. You say Jordan Hare. What else do you do?
I don't know.
You should see him do athletic stuff.
I tried to during the basketball game, but he didn't shoot.
That's correct.
Man.
Jared, me and you had the same amount of points. I don't care.
That's true.
How many points did you have, Jared?
Bae, I hate to break it to you, but Alex, me, and you all had the same number of points.
Only one of us had the flu and wasn't even at the game.
Well, apparently I had
this. You faked it.
Time out. Apparently, at some point, I had the flu because days later I was diagnosed with it. So that's
you were asymptomatic at the time. There's no excuse.
That doesn't matter. I had it.
Jared had the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I'm fully convinced I had the coronavirus. I am fully convinced. I was bad for that 2-week span.
Danzel had the coronavirus against Alabama when he didn't. Was it Alabama he didn't play? There's a game he didn't play.
He played against Bama because there were fans behind us that were excited that he would play.
If you had it, I didn't get it from you because they confirmed to me that I had strain A of the flu, which apparently is the H1N1 flu. Which I was like, oh okay, I know that.
Flu?
Yeah, yeah. Like eventually, like years later, like it's fine because you get the flu shots and all that, and it dies down. They're like, yeah, you have the strain of H1N1. I was like,
no, next
10 years ago, I would have been freaking out.
Jared Dillard Memorial All-Star Game. I'm gonna have my flu game.
That's not how it works, though. You have to have the flu to have a flu game.
You have to have the same.
I'll intentionally get the flu next year, like a week before the game. And
go get the coronavirus. Have a coronavirus.
If we have the Jared Dillard Memorial All-Star Game, we need to get a trophy. Now, will that trophy be one of 3 options? Jared's casket.
I mean,
bold.
Yeah, you should come back just to call that game.
Like, you should be one game, but he's not actually dead as the joke.
Exactly, and therefore you get the casket, and it really reinforces it. Makes people question how dead is Jared. Inside, a lot. Outside, he's still functioning.
He's been wearing the same pair of pants. Or short
not pants.
I don't wear pants. It is day 29, I think. No pants. Hashtag
There's not
downward
day 29
pants.
of It's not day 29 of quarantine. It feels like it's been.
No,
There's no
remember,
way day 29.
no, remember,
It's been like 2 weeks.
I had to quarantine earlier because I got the flu. Remember, before spring break, I was already out on Wednesday.
Yeah, you're right.
So March 4th, I was already quarantined because of the flu. And then spring break happened, and I was still in the house. And then hell broke loose, pretty much. So since March 4th, I have been quarantined pretty much.
Dang, Jared.
Except for the two or three events that I work for Wiggle Productions, where that's the only time I really left the house. Yeah, it's bad. It's 5:01. Do we have anything else before we get out of here? There's no show tomorrow because I have a very important meeting tomorrow.
I gotta go pick up Raising Cane's.
For Hillman, CBS is replaying the 2019 Masters.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to watch that.
I saw that the Open got postponed as well.
Oh, it's canceled. Well, no,
Wimbledon
okay.
got canceled.
There was a report that it was canceled, but then the RNA came out and said, no, it's not canceled, but they're going to cancel because, like, the UK is so screwed.
So
the only one sad that Wimbledon got canceled.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
What? Hey,
dang.
did y'all see where LaMelo Ball bought his Australian pro
He
team?
did.
Yes. I was going to bring it up, but we kind of got into a tangent about Auburn football, and I let it roll.
LaMelo Ball buys his Australian NBL team. LaMelo Ball and his manager have purchased the Illawarra Hawks in light of financial issues threatening the team.
Like,
So basically, they were like, "Hey, you're about to be number one overall pick, and you're about to have a bag. Can you buy the team so we survive? And you can sell it back later."
just think about, like, what a move. It's like, I'm going to go get drafted, but first, let me buy you out.
Like, it's not the worst idea.
It's
You know, 'cause,
really
I mean-
his team now. Like, it was his team, but now it's really his team.
And, like, you know, it's obviously a lower level pro team, but it's still going to produce money for him. So, like, honestly, not the worst idea for a player that plays overseas before going to the draft, such as potentially Jalen Green. Rest in peace, Auburn.
What is Auburn basketball recruiting looking like right now? Wasn't
Missed
supposed
out
to
on
declare?
Missed out
Oh,
on Cliff.
did we?
Josh
Just get Jalen.
Christopher looks like he might be going to Michigan. I don't think Auburn gets both.
They
Greg
won't
and
get.
Jalen.
They won't get Greg Brown. Greg's going to Texas with Shaka Smart, but I think they'll get Jalen Green. He's getting even more crystal balls. He did say he wants to go pro, but that doesn't really make sense. Like with all of this going on, it really doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah.
But
He did say it was 50-50, though.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't buy that.
I think
He didn't
it's
say 50-50 though. He said it's still up in the air or something like that.
yeah.
Auburn's going to get a bunch of grad transfers. They're looking at like a guard and then several centers. I think a guy from Wofford or something, a guy from up north.
Oh, Terriers. Here we go.
I don't know.
Auburn did miss out on a Virginia Tech transfer that's considering like a bunch of schools right now.
So what you're telling me is this whole time where you guys were getting me excited about all these players coming to Auburn, I shouldn't have believed it. Like I shouldn't believe anything.
Jalen
There's
Green's
still,
the guy
I mean, like
everyone's been hyping up.
getting Jalen's like a very high, or like not very high, but it's a very likely possibility. Getting Greg though, Greg's kind of. I think it's either Texas or maybe
Plus,
Memphis.
do we really want Greg Brown? He's
Yes.
saying the reason he would go to Texas is because of Shaka Smart, and that's a little concerning.
I don't know, dude. It's kind of up for debate which one you'd rather have because I mean, like Jalen is like the number one overall player, but I mean Greg's a 6'9".
I know he's great. I was just making a joke on the fact that somehow Shaka Smart. I never think Shaka Smart at this point with the state of Texas basketball will be the reason somebody goes to a.
Actually, I think
it's such a good relationship, and he grew up in Texas. That's what it is.
I think I saw an article where it was like the tournament not happening, all this stuff happening, saved a couple of jobs, and Shaka Smart was one of them.
Well, because they were on the bubble. So if they had gone one and done in the Big 12 tournament, they probably wouldn't have made it. And he would have gotten fired.
So the tournament not happening actually, in that respect, too, kind of hurts Auburn because like seeing if Shaka would have gotten fired, then Greg was probably like, okay, like maybe I should really consider Auburn.
There's ripple effects. Yeah, there's ripple effects from all this stuff happening, and we're starting to see it.
Since the NCAA shut down recruiting till the end of time, basically.
These guys.
May 31st.
This guy that Auburn's looking at, he's a Pitt transfer. Trey McGowan's a third. He did a virtual visit at Auburn.
Pitt.
So, yeah.
They got
just
hurt.
imagine.
Shut up, Jared. That's only football.
Welcome to the facility. Dude, did you see where Pitt thinks they have the cure for the coronavirus?
Yes, I saw
Excuse
that.
me?
Their school of medicine. Yes, they
Yep.
think that they have the cure.
They got heart. I told you, Pitt.
Jared.
They overcome. I told you guys.
Oh my God.
You gotta believe.
Jared, you got to stop.
Pitt's one of my schools. That's in my
Just
final
believe.
consideration. Yeah.
Jared, your final consideration is half of the country at this point. It's like
Yeah.
Oregon, Auburn, Alabama, South Alabama. Might as well put Coastal in there.
Hey,
who else we got? We got Sanford.
Harvard.
We got UGA. We
Har-
got Pitt.
Harvard. Harvard's on
We
that
got
list.
Harvard, Jared.
Yeah. I'm balling out. I can't wait till signing day. It's gonna be fun.
Oh my.
It's a vaccine.
We're doing a
field.
virtual.
We're doing a
signing
virtual
day.
signing day. Yes.
I'm just
we'll have
saying,
to,
can we do like
have
a-
questions and stuff for you?
Yeah.
All right, since this is all on Zoom and doing this while watching the draft would be easier, can we just do our show while watching the draft? I'm just saying.
No,
It's
stop.
on Thursday.
Don't give me ideas. Plus, we don't know how they're doing the draft. We know it's virtual, but other than that, I mean,
I feel like it's going to be worth it for you guys to watch me be upset when the Redskins don't draft Chase Young. So,
just send me a Snapchat. That'd be enough.
They're gonna get Justin Herbert.
All right.
he just had a panic attack.
Oh man. Okay. It's 5:06. That means we need to get out of here. So for Alex Houston, Davis Carroll, Jacob Hillman, and Bailey Marks, thank you for watching Extra Point here on WGL 91.1. And